Welcome everybody to Scotland and to episode 3 of 10 photos from. Basically it's a series where I take some photos wherever I am, in this case Glencoe, and I say some photos, 10 photos. Okay, so f7.1, ISO 200, and that's giving me an 1/8 of a second shutter speed, which even on this jetty I feel fairly comfortable hand holding. It's weird this morning, it's both really still but with gusts of wind. No idea. Sorry, I'll put you on dry land. This must be doing your head in. Still, 30 seconds ago. So yeah, I think these gusts of wind are going to be my my nemesis this morning, ruining the reflection. But I've got a couple of shots, so I'll go and find somewhere else. Well, after only about 20 minutes at that lake, you now join me in a lay-by just off the A82. Don't feel too sorry for me though. I've got a lovely view here of this little cottage. To be honest, I'm ticking off a lot of the tourist spots this morning because it's my first morning, and well, I've got 3 days to see stuff. So this is going to be a little bit different to the other 2 10 photos from, in that I only had a few hours to do those. And as I say, I've got plenty of time for this. Okay, so I've talked about this a little bit before. This isn't too far off the framing for the shot that I've got. And the reason I've gone for this particular focal length is that it gets rid of all this stuff in the foreground, which I don't think is particularly pretty, but just as importantly, you can't see the top of this mountain going up here. And I think for imagination's sake, that works quite well for drama. Because I think it's quite good to not have all the answers to the photo and wonder how far up that goes. And also, you can kind of see the top of that one, so you don't need 2 peaks in a photo. So yes, that's why I've decided on about 45mm. Right, this is quite a nice alternative actually, just to get some depth and a bit more of a feeling of nature. Obviously over there I had a clean run through all the way to the cottage, so there was no foliage in the foreground, but here there is. So I can try a couple of different compositions, and if I want to, I suppose I can go down to f2.8 and see what that yields. Just to make sure, I might use the viewfinder again, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Right, I've bought myself, as you can see, some elevation. Sadly, I think I'm a little bit late to the party. The sun is climbing all the time and the light is getting a bit harsh, but no matter. As I say, I'm here for 3 days. Perhaps I'll come back another time. Right, well, if in doubt, get photo pills out. So as you can see, the sun is currently over there. I mean, you can probably tell that anyway. And it's gonna set over there at 9:59. So it's gonna be quite a long day, although I will admittedly sleep for a lot of it. So that mountain is going to get in the way of those mountains in terms of light glow, although I think those ones are higher, so the peaks might still glow after the sun has set behind those mountains. But at about 8 o'clock, I reckon, can you even see that? 8 o'clock there, the sun will hopefully glow right into this valley and fill it all up with nice warm light. So my plan is to maybe be back here for 8 o'clock tonight, and we'll see how that looks. Right folks, I have arrived at Kilchurn Castle, which is different to where I said I'd be at 8 o'clock. It's 8:06 currently. You see that? Not that it matters really. Yeah, it's different to where I said I'd be because sunset didn't really look like it was going to materialise in Glencoe. So I've come to Kilchurn. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. As with all places in Wales, I'm terrible at pronunciations in Scotland too. But I've come here because I think there's a better chance of a photo here given the conditions. Also, I've called this video 10 shots from Glencoe. I mean like the Glencoe area. I don't know, 50-mile radius, something like that. And yeah, Kilchurn was one of the places on the list. Well, as you might be able to see, there is some wind, which wasn't forecast. So the only chance I've got at a reflection is to basically get at the water level. So the camera is just balancing on the water. In fact, my tripod plate is wet. And from there, I can get a bit of a reflection. So that is going to be the name of the game. And maybe I'll just hang around for 20 minutes or so to see if the sky starts turning a nice colour. Try not to get eaten in the process. And I'll change from my 16 to 35 to 24 to 70 because I think this is about 50 mil, the shot that I'm going for. Need to get so low. There's still like a film of flowing water between the castle and the reflection that you can probably see. Not really willing to go too much lower than that. Absolutely lovely. 70 mil seems to be the shot. Landscape again. Basically exactly the same principle as at Kilchurn. Not much more to it. I'll tell you what, that is what Glencoe is fantastic for actually. And again, I say Glencoe, I just mean this area, is that you really don't need to try when it comes to thinking up decent compositions. And that's for better or worse, I suppose. There are disadvantages to that. Sometimes it's not quite as engaging a process, but it's very easy to get quite nice photos here. Now, I think I need to go and get my 3/4 hours sleep before I'm back out at it in the morning. How do you like this power stance? Good? This tree situation frames it beautifully. A lot more interesting than what I got down on the beach, I think. Right, now it's time to go. Morning everyone, and it's another early one, but it's always a good morning when you can start taking photos without even putting proper shoes on, which is exactly what's happened this morning. Although now I have got to a point where I thought I should probably put them on. I mean, I've seen hundreds of pictures of it, but it is an amazing looking mountain, isn't it? And here, or from here, I'm at f5, ISO 400, which is giving me a shutter speed of a 30th of a second, and we're at about 28 mil, which is giving me something like that. I'm framing it to get these clouds in as well, because I'm hoping that they're going to turn an even nicer subtle colour than they currently are as the sun comes up. We're into about the last 15 minutes of blue hour. I think this is quite a nice place to spend it. I haven't seen a deer yet. This place is famous for deer. Then again, I don't want any ticks, so maybe that's not a bad thing. I usually save the joys of using a drone from a car seat for the depths of winter, but this morning I thought I'd treat myself because of, well, guess what? Midges. And yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of using drones normally, really. I don't do it half as much as many people, and I don't enjoy it as much as many people, but doing it from a car seat, that is luxury. That is real luxury. Well, 24mm from here, and in a place like this, with light like this, you can't really fail. Point and shoot, literally. That's it. Right, let's go and see that cottage, shall we? Well, there it is, folks, the classic shot. I first took it 3 years ago. Not suggesting that I was the first person to take it, it's just that I first took it about 3 years ago. And yeah, I won't be taking it today, I don't think. A couple of reasons. A, it's been done to death, and B, there's a camper van down there. I don't really know if it should be there, but it is, so there we go. In any case, I shall go and find some hopefully slightly more new and interesting perspectives. Probably not new, actually. Not sure there's a single angle of this that's not been photographed, but new for me. This is such a nice summer scene. The light, I don't know if you can see, is just starting to hit that mountain.
Sorry for the abrupt end to this video. I have lost the last clip. I went back out that night at 8 PM again to try and get that photo that I was telling you about. And yeah, I can't find the video clip that accompanies that effort. Which is fine, to be honest, because there was no light and I didn't get a photo anyway, but a bit of an odd one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This was one of 3 videos that I filmed in Scotland, so the next 2 videos will also be from Scotland. And thank you so much for the support with this little series so far, this 10 photos from. I'm really enjoying putting them together. I hope to make many more, and so it's been quite heartwarming to read your comments saying that you're enjoying them. So thank you for that. And also a big thank you to this week's video sponsor, Skillshare. So last month, you might remember me talking about how I was learning all about typefaces. This month, I'm learning again a bit more about filmmaking and cinematography, because as you might have seen with this video, it's very much a YouTube video. I don't think I could stretch to call this filmmaking, but I would like to sort of nudge my skills in that direction, and Skillshare is a fantastic place to learn how to do that. And it's also a brilliant place to learn about creative writing, UX design, web development, graphic design, illustration, music, all kinds of different stuff. Basically most creative pursuits that you can think of, you can learn about them on Skillshare. And if you click the link in my description, if you're one of the first 1,000 people to do so, then you'll get access to a free trial. And after that, if you decide to carry on with your membership, then you'll keep access to the thousands of classes, all for less than $10 a month. So a huge thank you to Skillshare for their continued support, and I'd really recommend checking it out if you're interested in learning about, like I say, pretty much any creative pursuit. No idea what's happened to that clip. I'll see you next time.